I think you know why I'm cracking open a cold one for the boys onto this video. And I think you know what I am talking about. Part 6 of the crucifixion of the mainstream media is here. Hey everybody, this is Atticus the Death Meddler, and yes, part 6 of the crucifixion of the mainstream media is now here. I've done it since 2017, and we're gonna keep it strong onto 2019. And I think you know which topic I am talking about right now. Originally, I was almost done with my script for the Death Meddler Cinemas episode this start of 2019, and I was gonna proofread it. But after last weekend, when I saw this whole thing transpire and progress until it all revealed everything that I needed to see, I'm like, you know what? Let's make this into a part 6. So of course I'm going to be talking about the whole situation involving the Covington Catholic high school students, especially the one kid, and of course the Native American Nathan Phillips, and the whole entire shitstorm that has just been exploding throughout the internet. And I gotta say, like, I've seen, you know, absolute regressive SJW outrage, like, before, but if I have to be really frank here, people, and I really mean this, I think this beats Zarna Joshi flipping out when Humongous said his name was Humongous. I really fucking mean it. Just the collective outrage off of this shit is palpable. But I digress. Let us get to the whole thing now, shall we? So of course this all happened around last weekend, I do believe, during the March for Life event at my nation's capital of Washington, D.C. Obviously, you know, like a lot of pro-lifers and stuff. And so the students of Covington Catholic High obviously took part in it, and of course, you know, Catholics tend to be pro-life. I mean, I know this because I was raised Catholic, but, you know, all that shit. So, they were waiting for their bus, and a bunch of Native American gentlemen started chanting their war drums right onto these kids, and this is where you see this now infamous clip right here.
Then Phillips describes the tense moments now being replayed over and over again online when a young man got right in his face. Watch.
When I started going forward and that massive groups of people started separating and separating and moving aside to allow me to move out of the way or to proceed, this young fella put himself in front of me and wouldn't move. And so I could, if I took another step, I would be putting my person into his presence, into his space, and I would have touched him, and that would have been the thing that the group of people would have needed to spring on me.
Where is he, Patrick?
At the intersection of Conch and Coral.
And what's he doing?
He's just standing there, menacingly!
And automatically, it was dubbed, and I will indeed say this, I will indeed dub this the Smirk heard around the world. You know how in the Battle of Lexington and Concord, where there was the whole thing where the shot was heard round the world? This applies to that. And I've made that quote for a reason, because holy shit, the salt mines were afloat. And I mean people were looking at this whole, you know, standoff like this shit right here. I mean, you're literally comparing a high school student just smirking at a Native American man beating a war drum to, like, pretty much the Trail of Tears. To, like, you know, that scene in The Last Samurai where Nathan Algren has to massacre a village of Cheyenne tribesmen over there. And so, of course, you know, I saw the video myself, and I'm going, this is kind of honestly stupid. And you had a lot of people that I know share this stuff and completely just, you know, outraged by this shit. But then, a few days later, it all breaks down. And then you realize that the whole thing involving this whole transaction, especially the fact that outlets like Now This and BuzzFeed and fucking CNN brought this all out, their narrative broke down bit by bit by bit by bit. And on this video, I'm going to explain why. So when the first articles came out, I do remember one article in which it explained the smirking kid was saying that he was, you know, feeling threatened by a bunch of black Muslims, and a lot of, you know, libtards, SJWs were going, where's black Muslims? There's Native Americans. Dumb white conservative owned. But I hate to break it to you, but there were some, you know, black fellas when they were waiting for their bus to arrive. You know those supposed black Israelites that always say, "That's right," all the time?
6 million who the Holocaust.
Are you saying the Holocaust is a joke?
It's a joke.
That's
right. That's right.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
The Holocaust is a damn joke. The Holocaust is a joke. Hitler, yeah, cry, white boy. Heil Hitler.
You don't understand.
Yeah, those motherfuckers. Well, it turns out they were taunting the students. And I got the video right here.
Bunch of demons, always talking out their ass. Uncle Tomahawk.
See how you got these pompous bastards come down here in the middle of a native rally with their dirty ass hat on, with their dusty ass hat on? Crickets! Crickets!
A bunch of future school shooters.
That's right.
A bunch of incest babies.
And it also turns out that the Native American man that a lot of people were actually sympathizing actually aggressed towards the students. Now, I'm not saying that he's a bad person, obviously. Like, I mean, everybody hates Trump supporters now and then, and of course, you know, nothing really happened at all. But the fucking fact that this guy was playing the victim card, Nathan Phillips was playing the whole victim card throughout this whole, you know, scoop right here. And, you know, the fact that, you know, there were other people with cameras recording this stuff, he had to fucking backpedal onto this shit. But oh my goodness, I think nothing can fucking, you know, comprehend over just the salt mines coming from Twitter. And holy fucking shit. I got some glorious ass tweets I'm going to read to you. So grab a beer, grab some popcorn and ice cream, cause holy shit, you're gonna love this. So let's do this shit.
Like, oh my god, I'm somewhat in favor of building a wall around Covington Catholic High in Kentucky. And what's electrifying to keep those disgusting puns from getting worse and creating more violence in society.
Stormy Daniels, I think your morals are as loose as your vagina. Cause, you're literally in favor of making a gulag just to own the conservatives.
White people, we are terrorists. Whiteness is terrorism.
I'm sorry to say this, but Kevin Allred, I just have to say this right now. it's okay to be white.
Lock the kids in the school and burn that bitch to the ground.
Honest question, have you ever seen a more punchable face than this kid's? I hate to be that guy, but that is a more punchable face than that kid.
MAGA, the American swastika.
Awkward.
You show up anywhere with a MAGA hat on, you know what you're doing. You want it, you got it.
Try applying that logic to a woman wearing a mini skirt at a back alleyway. Yeah.
The reply from the school was pathetic and impotent. Name these kids. I want names. Shame them. If you think these fuckers would dox you in a heartbeat, think again.
Says the woman that had an effigy of a decapitated head of Donald Trump. And you're gonna be on the moral high ground vouching for doxing. I'm sorry, Kathy Griffin, but yeah, you're fucking scum of the fucking earth when you endorse doxing, you fucking cunt. A school shooting at Covington would be acceptable. So, you're the types of people that are all for gimme yo guns after Parkland, but then you're all in favor for a school shooting at a Catholic high school, all because of a fucking smirk. I mean, I don't want to be that guy, but, you know, you're the same motherfuckers that are like, oh, I don't know why these men are, like, freaking out and being pussy whipped over a Gillette ad. You're the same motherfuckers that are saying this shit. Take a look at yourself in the fucking mirror for once.
MAGA kids go screaming, hands first, into the wood chipper.
And honestly, I think the peste de la resistance and the spaces de meatball out of all these tweets comes from Sarah Betty, I hope I'm pronouncing her last name right, who's a writer of SNL, I believe, with this glorious tweet right here.
I will blow whoever manages to punch that MAGA kid in the face.
So you are willing to prostitute yourself to whomever commits assault to a teenager. Just like what I said with Stormy Daniels, I think your morals are as loose as your vagina. I just find this whole shit absolutely fucking amazing, astounding, and also just, you know, devastating at the same time. Because right when, I mean, obviously when that shit came out over just a tame ass smirk, automatically Coddington Catholic High had to be closed due to the fucking outrage. You had protests all over the fucking high school. You literally have people that are doxing and sending death threats to most of the kids, especially, you know, the smirking kid as well. And oh my god, this one tweet from the kid himself, absolute mad lad, but holy shit. Like, honestly, even when, you know, the proof of the pudding out there was just shown out, I mean, all this shit has happened and stuff. And even to people, even to fucking people that, you know, made articles, you know, shitting on that kid in Covington Catholic High, are now all of a sudden backpedaling and retracting and doing damage control with articles such as this right here. I mean, fucking hell, even Philly D, Phil DeFranco, caught wind on this and, you know, jumped the gun onto this whole thing. But I will, you know, give mad props and mad respect to Philly D for actually, you know, backpedaling and admitting that he was wrong, owning up to it, which I greatly admire because, you know, a lot of mainstream media outlets wouldn't do the same as Philly D. But my god, I mean, Phil DeFranco is a guy that, you know, is all about, hey, let's wait until more stuff comes out of this and then we'll make a video on this. Ladies and gentlemen, I think this whole video that I am bringing to you right now is a very good lesson to learn to, wait until more information has come out. Because look at all these people, including Philly D and a bunch of other people that have to backpedal and retract everything they had to say about this incident. Now, don't get me wrong here, because obviously I am guilty of this myself. I mean, you remember my videos on Jasmine Tri-Devil? Especially my first video on Jasmine Tri-Devil. And after I shot that video, I found more information to realize, oh, the third titty is actually a fake prosthetic of hers. So I felt stupid, and I had to retract everything that I said onto her. And most recently, my video on Anna Dovgaliak. Now, of course, I have not addressed this, like, during that time, but my good friend Rancher and Shays pointed out that this was all entirely fake. But yes, I will indeed admit that I was wrong. I thought I had all the information at my hands, but apparently not so. I'm keeping that video of Anna Dovgaliak up as a lesson to be learned that, hey, make sure to actually look more into shit like this before you make a video. And it is unfortunate that I have, done the same thing as these people, but you learn, you live, and you learn, and it makes you, a better and wise person. I mean, come on, like, I've done it a couple times at the very early days of my channel, onto my channel, but hey, I still have a lot of growing up to do and all that other stuff, but we're just human. What's much more fucked up than the people that have, jumps the gun and then yet retract are the people that still jump the gun, and even when evidence to the contrary is shown right in their faces, they still hold on to that narrative. And that right there is extremely terrifying. This is like 1984 shit right there. And I know a lot of people are quoting 1984 and all this shit, but please people, bear with me. And I've seen a lot of people take this quote of 1984 to make memes off of this whole situation. And it's this quote right here that I'll be reading to you right now. To wear an improper expression on your face was itself a punishable offense. There was even a word for it in Newspeak. Facecrime, it was called. And seeing that shit right here, and the mainstream media pointing this out, all these outlets, and then you saw the NPC pro mob hive mentality absolutely go bonkers over this. I mean, am I wrong here? Am I fucking wrong here? I know a lot of people are going to be saying, oh, you probably got this from like a typical right-winger on his or her Facebook page or Instagram at Atticus the Death Miller. Well, I decided to read 1984, and it actually is a real quote, especially when Winston was, having feelings for Julie of the book, expressing sexual feelings of her. And yet in Oceania, you can't have sexual feelings or even, have facial expressions of sexual passion towards, the opposite sex. That's considered, a face crime right there. And that right there, I'm seeing this shit before my very fucking eyes. I mean, we can all talk about 1984 all the time with surveillance and constant proxy wars. And what's really funny is the fucking fact that you motherfuckers who claim to be on the high pedestal say that, Trump administration is now like the starting of a 1984 dystopia. Well, take a look at yourselves in the motherfucking mirror. Because you're the same motherfuckers that are language, tone policing, even face toning, face policing us. and changing words to fit your own agenda, what should be said and what should not be said. That is what fucking Ingsoc did in order to control their masses. 1984 isn't about endless proxy wars or just, constant surveillance. It's also about the control of language towards the masses. And that is what you motherfuckers are doing right now. Because honestly, this is what I see you guys doing. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say this, but I'm just going to say this right now. Yes, I will admit and I will acknowledge the fact that my country has a pretty dark history in how we have treated the Native Americans. I acknowledge that, making America what it is right now resulted in, the extortion, the eviction, the deaths and, disease of all the Native Americans. I get that. And it's a part of American history that is extremely dark, and it's very tragic and unfortunate. That's how it was. I've learned about it all the time in history class. I was taught that. It was explicitly shown in the history books. To all the people that are saying, oh, we don't teach that enough in history books. I'm sorry, but we fucking do. And no, I'm not going to flog myself and feel sorry for being white because the white man came across the sea. He brought us pain and misery. No, I'm not going to do all that stuff. I think the whole concept amongst white guilt is fucking ridiculous. Yeah, sure. Some of my dad's ancestors were and maybe were part of the Ku Klux Klan, but is my dad racist in any way, shape, or form? Fuck no. Also onto my mother's side, you do realize that my mother was the product of indentured servants from Ireland, as well as Poles that couldn't even fucking speak their own language or practice their own cultures when they were occupied by all Russian, Prussian, and Austro-Hungarian empires occupying Poland. So, yeah, I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about here. So, that blows right out of the water. But the point that I'm trying to say here is that throughout all of human interaction, all humans of all colors, religions, and creeds have all done fucked up atrocities and shit towards one another. That's just how it's been since the dawn of human civilization, and will continue until evidently we'll all die. But yeah, let this be a lesson to all of you, try to wait until more evidence comes out onto the contrary and stuff. And try to be more self-critical into your thinking. And my God, to all the mainstream media outlets that are just sharing this, and to all the people that even when they're shown, hardcore evidence that this wasn't it, literally go fuck yourselves. Honestly, go fuck yourselves. You're the reasons why, a lot of people are calling, mainstream media outlets like, CNN, MSNBC, and mainstream outlets like Now This, BuzzFeed, and, AJ Plus and Mike, all fake news. It's because of this fucking bullshit right here. Honestly, go fuck yourselves. And honestly, I'm done with this, and I'm going to continue on with working on the Death Meddler Cinemas episode. So I hope all of you really enjoyed this as much as I did, sarcastically speaking. Without further ado, ladies and gents, I am Atticus, the Death Meddler. Hope you like this video. Subscribe to my channel. Links are down in the description below. Keep it metal, and have an excellent and blessed day, y'all. Cheers.